Welcome to Cryptic Nights podcast, where we dive into the darkest corners of the unknown. I'm your host, and tonight we're venturing into a place shrouded in mystery and danger, the dark web. This hidden part of the internet is infamous for its illegal activities, secret forums, and most of all, the chilling myths that surround it. But what is the dark web really? Is it as terrifying as the stories suggest, or is it a mix of both reality and fiction? Tonight, we'll explore the most notorious mysteries and unsettling legends of the dark web. Brace yourselves. This journey isn't for the faint of heart. Now, before we dive into the mysteries, let's start with the basics. What exactly is the dark web? Well, the internet is divided into three layers: the surface web, the deep web, and the dark web. The surface web is what we use every day, sites like Google, Facebook, YouTube. The deep web is the part of the internet that isn't indexed by search engines, such as private databases, medical records, and academic journals. But the dark web, that's the hidden part of the internet that you can't access through regular browsers. To get there, you need special software like Tor, which allows users to browse anonymously, making it difficult for anyone to track what's going on. But don't get me wrong, the dark web isn't just a haven for criminals. Sure, it's notorious for illegal marketplaces, hacking forums, and other illicit activities. But it's also used by political activists, journalists, and even ordinary people in oppressive regimes who need a safe place to communicate. Yet, despite these positive uses, it's the sinister side of the dark web that fuels our nightmares. Let's start with one of the most infamous dark web myths: red rooms. Now, if you're not familiar with this term, a red room is allegedly a live stream where viewers can pay to watch horrific acts of violence, often with the ability to interact by suggesting torture methods. Sounds like something straight out of a horror movie, right? The idea of red rooms has been circulating for years, and while many claim to have seen them, no one has ever conclusively proven their existence. Some say they're just an urban legend, a modern-day boogeyman created by the anonymity of the dark web. But whether they're real or not, the mere possibility of their existence is enough to send shivers down anyone's spine. Speaking of spine-chilling mysteries, let's talk about Cicada 3301. In 2012, a strange image appeared on the internet with the message, "Hello. We are looking for highly intelligent individuals. To find them, we have devised a test. There is a message hidden in this image. Find it, and it will lead you on the road to us." This was the beginning of one of the most enigmatic puzzles of the internet, Cicada 3301. The puzzle involved cryptography, steganography, and references to obscure literature and art. It led solvers deep into the dark web, and many believed it was a recruitment tool for a secret organization, possibly a government agency, an elite group of hackers, or even a cult. Despite the international attention, the true purpose of Cicada 3301 remains a mystery to this day. And then, we have Mariana's Web. Ever heard of it? Mariana's Web is rumored to be the deepest layer of the internet, home to the darkest secrets and most powerful entities. Some say it contains incredibly advanced AI, secret government projects, and even occult practices. But here's the thing, Mariana's Web is likely more fiction than fact. It's an urban legend, a metaphorical representation of our deepest fears about the unknown. But the allure of a hidden web within the dark web is enough to keep people searching for answers that may never come. Now, while some of these mysteries may seem like pure fiction, there are real-life horror stories from the dark web that prove truth can be stranger and scarier than fiction. Let's start with the Silk Road. The Silk Road was one of the most notorious online marketplaces for illegal drugs. It operated on the dark web and was the brainchild of Ross Ulbricht, who went by the alias Dread Pirate Roberts. The site was a black market where you could buy anything from drugs to fake IDs and even weapons. But in 2013, the FBI took down the Silk Road and Ross Ulbricht was arrested. He's now serving a life sentence without the possibility of parole. The rise and fall of the Silk Road is a cautionary tale of how the dark web can lure people into a false sense of security, only to end in disaster. Then there's the Human Experiment, a site that allegedly showcased illegal medical experiments on homeless people. The idea that such a site could exist is terrifying. And whether it was real or not, It played into the fear that the dark web is a place where the darkest aspects of human nature are unleashed without consequence. And let's not forget about the cannibal forums. Yes, you heard that right. There are rumors of dark web forums where people discuss their desires to eat human flesh and even arrange real-life encounters. While many of these stories are likely exaggerated or outright fake, they highlight the disturbing possibilities that anonymity can bring. But the dark web isn't just about what's out in the open. It's also about what remains hidden. Some users have reported stumbling upon something they shouldn't have seen, only to disappear shortly after. Whether these are real cases or just urban legends is hard to say. But the fear of vanishing after uncovering a dark web secret is a common thread in these stories. And then, there are the ghost websites, sites that appear and disappear without warning. Some say these are government honeypots designed to catch criminals, while others believe they're experiments or just abandoned projects. The transient nature of the dark web makes it feel alive, constantly shifting and always just out of reach. One of the most chilling unsolved mysteries involves the alleged hitman for hire on the dark web. Many sites claim to offer murder-for-hire services, but whether any of these are real is still up for debate. One of the most famous cases involved a woman who tried to hire a hitman to kill her husband, only to find out it was a scam. Yet, the myth of the dark web hitman persists, fueling ongoing fears about the darkest corners of the internet. Letting the tension build. So, why are we so drawn to the dark web? What is it about this hidden world that captivates our imaginations? Part of it is the allure of the unknown. After all, humans have always been fascinated by what they can't see. The dark web represents a place where the rules don't apply, where you can explore your darkest curiosities without fear of judgment. But it's also a place where anonymity gives people a sense of power. And with that power comes the potential for both good and evil. It's this duality that makes the dark web so compelling and so terrifying. As we've seen tonight, the dark web is a place of both fact and fiction. It's a world where real dangers mix with urban legends, creating a landscape that's as mysterious as it is menacing. Whether you're intrigued or terrified by it, one thing is certain: the dark web will continue to haunt our nightmares for years to come. Now, our second story is one that will linger in your mind long after it's over. It's a tale that dives deep into the underbelly of the dark web. But this time, we're not just talking about hidden sites and illegal activities. No, this is a horror story, a story about something far more sinister than you can imagine. So sit back, if you dare, and prepare yourself for the chilling tale of the Whispering Marketplace. It started like any other typical late night for Alex, a 25-year-old tech enthusiast and self-proclaimed internet explorer. Alex had heard all the stories about the dark web, the illegal drug markets, hitmen for hire, and twisted sites that catered to the darkest desires of humanity. But Alex wasn't interested in any of that. He was after something else. He wanted to explore the hidden corners of the internet just for the thrill of it, just to see what was out there. So, after setting up Tor and making sure he was protected behind layers of VPNs and firewalls, he dove into the dark web. For weeks, Alex found nothing but the usual: illegal marketplaces, black hat hacking forums, and strange conspiracy theory sites. It was all fascinating, sure, but nothing out of the ordinary. That was until one night, when he stumbled upon a link in a hidden forum. The link had no description, no context, just a single word: whisper. Intrigued, Alex hesitated for a moment. Something about the link felt off. But curiosity got the better of him, and he clicked on it. The screen went black for a few seconds, longer than usual. Then, a new page loaded. It was simple, a black background with white text that read, "Welcome to the Whispering Marketplace. Hear what you desire, see what you fear." Below the text was a single button labeled Enter. The phrase sent a shiver down Alex's spine, but his curiosity was now in overdrive. What could this be? Another marketplace? Some kind of secret chat room? With a deep breath, Alex clicked Enter. The page that followed was unlike anything he had ever seen. The marketplace had no images, no flashy banners, no product listings. Instead, there were just categories, each more cryptic than the last. Voices of the lost, echoes of the forgotten, screams of the damned. It was unsettling, but Alex was drawn to it. He clicked on Voices of the Lost. The screen flickered, and then a new page appeared with a single audio file. It was titled The Lonely Girl. There was no description, no context, just the file. Alex's heart raced as he hovered over the play button. Something deep inside told him to stop, to close the browser and forget he ever found this place. But he didn't. He clicked play. At first, all he heard was static. Then, faintly, a voice emerged. It was a girl, whispering. Her voice was soft, almost too soft to hear, but as Alex listened closer, he could make out the words, "Help me, please. I'm so cold, so alone." Alex froze. The voice sounded real, too real. It wasn't some scripted horror story. It felt like a genuine plea for help. But from where? From whom? He quickly stopped the audio, his heart pounding in his chest. He closed the tab and shut down his computer. But the voice lingered in his mind. He couldn't shake it. That night, he barely slept. The next day, against his better judgment, he returned to the Whispering Marketplace. This time, he clicked on Echoes of the Forgotten. Another audio file appeared, this one titled The Weeping Man. He hesitated, but once again, he played it. This time, the voice was deeper, more menacing. It spoke of despair, of endless torment, of a place where time stood still and pain was eternal. Alex felt a cold sweat break out on his skin. What was this place? Who were these people? As the days passed, Alex found himself returning to the marketplace again and again, each time exploring a new category, each time finding more disturbing content. There were videos too, grainy, dark footage of people trapped in small rooms begging for help, their eyes wide with fear. But there was something wrong with the videos. The people, they seemed to know they were being watched. They would look directly into the camera, their eyes pleading, as if they could see him. One woman, her face gaunt and pale, whispered directly into the camera, "He's coming for you," before the video cut to black. Alex tried to pull away, to stop visiting the site, but it was too late. The whispers had gotten into his head. He started hearing them when he was away from his computer, soft, faint voices calling his name, begging for help, crying out in agony. They followed him everywhere, into his dreams, into the silence of the night, even in the daylight. The line between reality and the Whispering Marketplace began to blur. One night, as he sat in his dark apartment trying to drown out the whispers with music, his phone rang. The number was unknown. Hesitantly, he answered. There was no one on the other end, just the faint sound of static, and then a whisper. "Why did you leave us, Alex?" His blood ran cold. He hung up, but the calls kept coming. Each time, the whispers grew louder, more desperate, more angry. "You can't escape. We're always with you." In a panic, Alex smashed his phone, unplugged his computer, and tried to sever any connection to the Whispering Marketplace. But it was too late. The whispers were inside his mind now. No matter where he went, no matter what he did, he could hear them, calling, crying, screaming. Days turned into weeks, and Alex became a shadow of his former self. His eyes were hollow, his skin pale. He rarely slept, and when he did, the nightmares were unbearable. The voices never stopped. They were always there, always whispering, always waiting. And then one night they made him an offer. "Come back to us, Alex. Come back to the marketplace, and we'll stop. We promise." Desperate for relief, Alex did as they asked. He reconnected his computer, reopened the Tor browser, and returned to the Whispering Marketplace. But this time, there was no enter button, no categories, just a single message. "Welcome back, Alex. We've been waiting for you." The screen flickered, and suddenly, he was no longer looking at his computer screen. He was looking at himself through the camera on his laptop. His own terrified face stared back at him, pale and trembling. And then he heard it. The whispers, louder than ever, coming from the speakers, from the walls, from inside his own head. "Join us! Join us!" The last thing Alex saw before the screen went black was his own reflection, twisted in agony, as the whispers consumed him completely. Long pause, eerie music intensifies, then slowly fades out. And so, Alex was never seen again. Some say he lost his mind, driven to madness by the voices that haunted him. Others believe he became a part of the Whispering Marketplace, forever trapped in that dark corner of the web, whispering to the next curious soul who dares to enter. But one thing is certain. Once you hear the whispers, they never truly leave you. So, if you ever find yourself wandering the dark web, remember Alex's story. Be careful where you click, And always be wary of the whispers, because you never know, they might be waiting for you too. Stay safe, dear listeners. And remember, to stay updated with more bone-chilling tales like this one, make sure to subscribe to our channel, turn on notifications, and smash that like button.